What's going on, guys? So in this video, it's one of those kind of in-between type of things where it's fragrances that aren't great, but not necessarily terrible either. These are fragrances that are just kind of, yeah, they're okay. They're not stuff that I really reach for because I have so much better in my collection. These are fragrances that can be picked up, added to the collection, and end up being potential wastes of money, or overall, yeah, just waste of money, I guess would be the way to say it, because you just don't wear them. And in this video, I've got 5 of those that are like that in my collection, and there's only one of them I actually even continually try to give a chance to be completely honest with you. So let's talk about these 5. Stay tuned. Starting with one of the 2 fragrances in this video that I just don't wear. I tried to give it a few chances. The note breakdown looks super intriguing, but when it comes to Tumi Unwind, I just can't get down with it. Awaken is much, much better for me. It's more my cup of tea. It's bright, it's fresh in the opening, it's got a lot of green going on for it, it's a little smoky, it's got some olibanum in it. It's a good fragrance. I like the other one. I do wear Awaken on occasion. This just smells weird. And it's got a little bit of oud. It's got some woods, I believe, a little bit of sandalwood. I'm sprayed again. It's just, I don't know, it smells weird. Just as weird on skin for me as it is out in the air. I know there's fans of this line. They released them alongside one another, Awaken and Unwind. Awaken is supposed to be the fragrance you spray on in the morning and go on about your day. And then when you get home to lay back, relax, and unwind, as the name would indicate, this is the fragrance for in the evenings. They even have timestamps on them, you know, and I could never get down with this one as much as I would have liked to. I dislike it to the point to where I didn't even want to bother with Continuum or any of the other releases. Now, granted, that's not this one fragrance's fault to make others smell different. I get that, but I don't know. It's just the brand as a whole kind of turned me off from this particular fragrance because it's one of the few fragrances that I just don't like the way it smells. It's an okay fragrance. I don't think it's terrible. It just, I don't know, it smells very strange on my skin. Almost like a burnt hair smell, as weird as that may sound. So it's one I just don't reach for. This is probably my least liked in this video. Kind of goes underneath the meh line, to be completely honest with you, because I don't have anything else that smells like it. I will give it that. It's a little bit on the unique side. You would think spices and oud and stuff like that my type of thing, but I don't know, just something about the way this is blended. It does that. It doesn't smell synthetic. It does smell of decent quality, and I'm sure the performance is great, but it's one of those fragrances that I just don't reach for. Meh, I think, is me being nice to Tumi Unwind. Next, this is one I actually tried to give many chances to. I still wear on occasion. I don't think it's terrible. It's meh. It's okay at best. We're talking about Explorer Ultra Blue from Mont Blanc. You know, this can't hold a candle to the fragrance it's flankered from. Yeah, it's okay. It's got that 90s green cologne smell. You know, I can wear it. I can definitely wear it. This is one that's very synthetic, though. It does have, and I hate to even use this term, but as it dries down, actually in the early stages more so, I got to get to the dry down with this one, but in the early stages, it's got a little bit of a citronella bug spray kind of smell going on my skin. Like I said, I hate to even use that term. That term gets thrown around on so many fragrances that don't even necessarily smell like that, but this one kind of does. You know, I don't know how many others feel that way. It may just be me. It may just be how it comes off on my skin. But once it dries down, it's actually not bad at all. I've worn it out the shower. I've worn it casually. I can wear it. Like I said, this is the one in the video I've given multiple chances to. I want to like this fragrance. I do. You can get them pretty cheap now, but like I said, it can't hold a candle to the original Explorer. Obviously, they don't smell anything remotely close to one another. Explorer is kind of a designer veering away but similar take to Creed Aventus. Explorer is actually a really good fragrance, whereas Explorer Ultra Blue, I could see some people enjoying this one, but for the most part, it's one that I can't wholeheartedly recommend to anybody because I don't personally like to wear it that often. It's just one that I'll feel guilty about once in a while and say, let me give it another try. That's pretty much what happens every time I wear it. Definitely kind of the poster child for this video. I'm sure I'll put this one in the thumbnail, to be honest with you, because this is pretty much as meh as it gets in my collection, is Explorer Ultra Blue. This one may surprise some of you because honestly, what it's kind of flankered from, I like more. And it's a lighter fragrance than this. We're talking about Dolce & Gabbana Intenso. Like I said, this one may surprise a few people because I do like Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, and it does smell like a richer version of that. This is kind of the eau de parfum version of it, but I don't get the bright, soapy, aromatic feel, the light freshness that I get from Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme here in Intenso. I don't know, it just doesn't smell as good to me. Performs about the same. I don't really get much better performance out of this than I do regular old Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. While neither one are fragrances that I reach for all the time, I do have an appreciation and respect for Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme because, I don't know, it's just one of those tobacco-based aromatic barbershop type of fragrances that I dig it. I need to go back to more, honestly. And while eerily similar, kind of a richer version of, not as good in my opinion. Not as good. I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy this one, and this is just a subjective, singular opinion of mine. Just because I don't really care for it doesn't mean it may not be your favorite fragrance. You know what I mean? It's just the way it goes sometimes. And this is one of those fragrances, like I said, this is another one that could kind of be a poster child for this video. It was an easy grab when I was grabbing the 5 fragrances for this video because these are the first 5 fragrances that popped in my head immediately when I thought of doing this video, because this is about as meh as it gets for me. I'll take Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme over Dolce & Gabbana Intenso 10 times out of 10. Not saying it's bad, but I am saying it's meh. Now this one, a shower gel scent. You would think I would like that because I typically like shower gel scents, but it's so redundant to like so many fragrances at this point that this flanker is actually not as good as the original fragrance. The original fragrance actually has more character than this. It's fresher, it's a little soapy, it's not shower gel filled, it's got some floral tones to it. I'm talking about Salvatore Ferragamo Pour Homme Subtle, but this one is subtle, fresh. I actually did a full review on this one. Definitely not a glaring review. This was a while back. You can find this one super cheap. They have them on Fragrance Net's website. I picked this 50 ml up for $16.99 at a Marshall's. And like I said, it does not smell bad. This is not a bad fragrance. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. It just smells, and this is another term I don't really use often with fragrances, but super boring. It literally smells like hand soap almost. Like a generic hand soap, not even necessarily shower gel. It's creamy, it's heavy lavender smell, but not a good lavender smell. Not a great lavender smell is the better word to use here, because it's good, it's okay. It's just I have so many shower gel soapy scents that are so much better than this one that, believe it or not, I love rolling the dice on fragrances for $30 or less. That's one of the cornerstones of what the content on this channel is about, is rolling the dice, trying to find these cheapy gems out there. And I don't regret rolling the dice on this one because they can't all be a hit. Sometimes they're going to be a miss for me. While there's some of you out there that probably enjoy this quite a bit, you may not have the level of redundancy in your collection that I do with this fragrance. Is it good for a small collection? Sure. I feel like everybody should have a fresh, clean soap scent. Absolutely, especially if you can get a solid one really cheap, under 20 bucks like this one. But when you have a ton of those, this is like meh at best. Salvatore Ferragamo Pour Homme Subtle Fresh. Last but not least, I really wanted to like this fragrance. For a long time, I kept putting it in my cart on different websites, and I'd end up getting something else. That was the case for years, and I finally broke down and bought Joop. And this is one of the most bland fragrances, generic smells I own that I've ever smelled. Nothing about this inspires me. It's not a bad smell. It does not stink in any way, shape, or form. It's not funky on my skin. It's just very bland. I mean, hell, I'm sprayed on my skin right now. I wanted to like this one a lot. I thought I would like this one. I'm usually pretty good with when I blind buy something on the internet. I'm pretty confident in my purchase that I'm at least going to like this. I may not love it, but I'm at least like it, get some use and enjoyment out of it. And that's just not the case with Joop Jump. This is just completely meh, mediocre, okay, not special, not terrible, not one I can recommend. If you see that, I don't care if you see this one out for $5. I can't even recommend it for $5, to be honest with you. As nothing as that can be to some people, it's just, like I said, the ultimate of meh. Just meh fragrances out there in my collection. I wanted to like this one. Like I said, I had this in my cart so many times over the years for so many different discount sites. I finally pulled the trigger sometime last year and was so underwhelmed and kind of disappointed with what it ended up smelling like. It's a little creamy, it's a little woody, there's a light freshness up top, there's no real citrus going on here that I smell. Maybe it's the bottle, maybe it's my skin chemistry, but it just smells very bland, soft wood smell. For the most part, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's my skin chemistry or what. Could be a bad bottle, like some people say. I doubt it's the bottle. It really comes down to skin chemistry, and it just doesn't spark my interest when I smell it. So, unfortunately, this was one of those dice rolls, again, just like with the Ferragamo fragrance, that just did not work out. I do not have any desire to reach for. I just kind of have, because it's super duper meh is Joop Jump. Well, not every single video can be how much I love all of these different fragrances, because even though I can typically find the good in just about every fragrance, sometimes I can't find anything good for myself. And if I can't find anything good about it for myself, I definitely can't find anything good to recommend about it to you guys. And that's kind of the case here with these particular 5. I'm not saying they're terrible fragrances. I'm not saying there are people out there that don't enjoy them. Some of you watching this video probably think I'm crazy and you love certain ones of these fragrances that were discussed, but it's all a subjectivity thing, it's all a skin chemistry thing, and it's all a personal taste thing. And this is all of that for me. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. Have you tried any of these 5, and what do you think about them? We can have differing opinions. That's all good. I fully expect somebody to really like certain fragrances in this video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 5 and you give them a spray now, don't blame me later, because I don't really care for them. Have a good one, guys.